What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a recap of our September family budget. I make videos here on YouTube all about personal finance, and I share my family's own journey to pay off several $100,000 of debt. And so to keep us accountable, I share our monthly budgets here. Not only do I share our budget at the beginning of the month before the month starts so I can tell you guys what we're planning to spend, but then I do a recap at the end of the month or after the month is over and show you guys if we stuck to that budget, if we had a good month, a bad month, and show you 99% of what happens in our household finances throughout the month. September was actually a really good month. We stayed on budget like for everything, so that rarely happens. So I'm really excited to show you guys how we did. I'm going to show you my budget spreadsheet right now, but if you like the spreadsheet I'm using, you can get it. It's available for purchase. I'll link it in the video description below, and it is a Google Sheets instant download, so you can use it on your phone or on your laptop or your iPad or whatever device you're on, because it's linked through Google Sheets, which is on the internet, so you can update it wherever you are. It comes with a net and gross monthly budget spreadsheet and a net and gross annual budget spreadsheet. So let's take a look. Okay, this is our September 2021 budget, and you can see left to budget is 0. I always have that, zeroed out by the time I finish our budget for the month. And then when the month ends, I make sure this left to spend is actually 0. Make sure it's not negative. Make sure we don't leave extra money in there for the month. Everything is allocated because it is a zero-based budget. Zero-based budget means that all the money that you get throughout the month is allocated to some sort of expense or savings or investment or something, but there is a plan for that money, every dollar that comes in, and so at the end of the month you know exactly where your money went. There's no like unknown amount of money that's hanging out somewhere. So income for this month, we budgeted about $8,500 and we made just over $9,000. So that tends to happen because my income is variable, and there's like a couple other little variables with stuff like miscellaneous stuff that comes in. This month it was so high because we got $400 from Best Buy, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But I didn't expect it to be that much higher. Like I expected it to be pretty accurate this month, but because we did get that refund from Best Buy, it did go over by more than I expected this month. So anyway, $9,000, and we allocated it as follows. So first of all, pay yourself first. I put this section first because it's really important to remember to make savings and investing a priority. So I have it first, and then I have the debt section next, because in my mind those are the priority and it makes me really focus on them. And then everything else, all the other like fixed and variable expenses and sinking funds, that all is secondary, although it's important to pay your bills on time. But I like to have pay yourself first and debt payments top of mind, so I have that front and center in my budget. So for pay yourself first, we had planned to put $200 towards our brokerage accounts. I have several different brokerage accounts that I talk about in various videos on my channel, but mostly I invest in M1 Finance and Acorns. I just actually made an M1 Finance review video where I go in depth into the M1 Finance app and show you tons of screenshots of all the functionality it has and talk about the pros and cons. So I'm really excited to have that video available for you guys if you're interested in checking out M1 Finance. I'll link that video up here if you want to check it out. But this month we had planned to put $200 towards our brokerage accounts, and we put $280. So that exceeded our budgeted amount by $80, which is a good thing. It's good to exceed your budget in the pay yourself first category because you paid yourself a little more than planned. And then 529 college savings for my daughter. We planned to put $25 towards her 529 account, which we did. And so pay yourself first, we had a total of $305 this month. And because I'm using the net budget spreadsheet this month, it does not show the amounts that we put from my husband's paycheck into his 401k. So in reality, pay yourself first was larger, and you'll see that next month because I alternate between using the gross and the net budget spreadsheets. So I like to see this section to be a little bit higher, but because we're using the net, it doesn't show those 401k contributions this month. Okay, debt payments. I just posted my debt payoff update for September a couple days ago, and I am really excited because we just hit 25% of our debt paid off. And so yeah, go check that out if you haven't seen it, because I was very excited for that video. So this month we exceeded our planned payments by a little bit. We just paid our minimums on our 2 student loans, and then we paid an extra $99 towards our home equity line of credit over what we had budgeted. So we paid $3,085 towards debt this month. Next, fixed expenses. This doesn't happen too often. Usually at least one of them is like something a little bit funky, but look at this column for our fixed expenses. Like all of them were exactly what we budgeted for. So that's always cool. That's what a fixed expense is supposed to be. It's a fixed expense. months that you can predict that doesn't change, and so that's why I put it in this section. But somehow, like, sometimes things are a little bit off because we get like a discount for a month on something, or the price goes up or something like that. So usually there's some sort of adjustment, but this month all our fixed expenses were what we predicted. So $2,534 went to fixed expenses this month. And then on to the sinking funds. So I have some things blocked off just for privacy. I think I'm gonna start showing you our starting and ending balances for most of our sinking funds, and I'm just gonna block off my husband's and my daughter's spending money just so we can like have a little bit of privacy with that. But I think I'm gonna show you the starting and ending balances. But to be honest, like, they're kind of a mess right now. Our sinking funds are just, like, we're putting so much towards debt, we just don't have a lot of extra in our sinking funds. So when we have a lot saved for Christmas, but then like another one goes negative, it looks like we have like basically nothing in sinking funds. And I'm just trying to clean those up a little bit before I start showing you guys. I could show you now, but I just feel like maybe next month I'll show you our sinking funds, because the thing is, they're going negative, but I feel like if I start showing you guys them, I'll be more accountable with them, and then they will not go negative as much, which is the whole point of like why I share my numbers. Not the whole point, but like a big reason why I share my numbers on the internet, is to keep me accountable and keep me on track with all my budgeting stuff and our debt payoff. So I think I'm gonna start showing you guys that, but not quite ready this month. So I'll still take a look and see how much we put into our sinking funds and how much we spent. So for groceries, we had budgeted $12.50. We actually put $12.50 into our sinking fund. That is $250 per week for groceries, and there were 5 Tuesdays in the month, so I budgeted $12.50 this month, and we were actually under on groceries. Yes, we are like always over on groceries. It's just, well, not always, but that's the category we struggle with the most. So to be under on groceries feels very good. We worked really hard this month. We did not get takeout once, so that's super exciting. Vacation, we didn't budget anything, but we did spend $40 because we went apple picking, and we just took that money from the vacation fund because it was like a little activity. Like, we don't have money for activities, so we took it from there. Spending money for me and my husband, we each took our $200, and my daughter $150 for her. Let's see what else. My cat Miles got his $150, and we only spent $55 this month on pet insurance. Someone was asking me if pet insurance is worth it. When we first got my cat, we got pet insurance, and when he was a couple years old, he had a situation where he like stopped eating, and they needed to do all these tests and an ultrasound on him and stuff, and we ended up getting a refund check from, or not a refund, but like a check from the insurance for coverage of stuff for like, I think it was close to $2,000. So for us, like, it paid off because we had something happen. And so if there's anything major that happens, like he needs surgery, it's gonna cover that. We're not gonna be out of pocket like $5,000. And that's why we have it for like the catastrophic things. Will it pay off in the end? I don't know, but like for me, for peace of mind, I really like having it. So especially if you can get it when your pet is young, it's cheap, and then it usually goes up a little bit in cost over time, but I think it's totally worth it. So I really like having it. We use Healthy Paws. Yeah, we've been really happy with them. Gas, we only spent $52 of the $100 that we had budgeted this month, and that's because we just filled up my car one time. Yeah, we work from home and don't really go much of anywhere. So gifts, we spent $41 of the $100 we had budgeted. This is a fund that is very negative. I think it's like negative $500 or something. So I'm trying to get that one caught up. You'll see in the coming months as I start showing you these balances, kind of where we're at. My goal is to have all of our sinking funds have a good amount in them by the end of the year, so we can start the new year like nice, clean, full sinking funds. If you don't know what I'm talking about, actually, like, cause like I didn't learn about sinking funds until a couple years ago. So a sinking fund is just like a fund where you set aside money every month, and it's kind of like a cash envelope where you'd like put money for groceries or vacation or Christmas into an envelope, and then you use money in that envelope for that category. It's the same thing, except for I have it in a spreadsheet, so it's like a digital version of that. Okay, car maintenance, we spent $35 on my registration. That fund is negative. We're working on getting it positive. House maintenance, okay, so we bought a new oven, and it was $775, and then there was one other home maintenance thing we had to do, like a small thing this month, so that's why it's $837 that we spent this month. But yeah, we bought an oven. It was $775, which included delivery and taking the old one away and everything, and that was fine. Brand new oven from Best Buy. So I was with my daughter upstairs when the delivery guys were there, and my husband was with them. as soon as they left, I walked downstairs, and from across the room, I looked at the oven and I saw scratches on the stainless steel part of it, on the top of it. And I was like, okay, well, that sucks. Of course, my husband didn't notice, or he would have said something while they were there, but he like totally missed it. If I'm being perfectly honest, like they're not that bad. They're not like deep scratches, but they're scratches on a brand new oven. So I called Best Buy immediately and I was like, look, I just got this oven delivered. It's brand new. It's almost $800 that I paid, and there's scratches on it. And I'm not really sure what to do about it. And the woman that I spoke to was really nice, and she was like, okay, well, you can either return it, or if it's something you can live with, we can, you know, see what we can do. And I was like, well, it depends what you can do. Like, I could probably live with it, but like it's a brand new oven. I've never had a brand new oven before, and like it's the first thing I saw. Like, it took me no time to notice it. It was very like obvious to me right away. And so she's like, okay, let me see what I can do. And so they ended up giving us, and I didn't even have to negotiate this. This is just what they sent me. They ended up sending me $399 for the scratches on the oven. And I'm guessing it was such a big refund because the cost to them to take back the return oven, they probably have to come pick it up. They probably would do that. And then to try to resell a used oven, they would lose more money on that than just giving me a big refund. So like I probably would have taken a lot less, but I wasn't gonna argue with the amount that they sent to me. So we got a check for $399 for a refund for the damaged oven that we got, even though it was only aesthetic, it wasn't actually physical damage. And honestly, like if I had the option to buy an oven that has some scratches for half the price, I would have taken it, because that's the point we're at in life, where we are just trying to save all the money we can. Maybe later on in life, I would have not been okay with that and just wanted an oven that didn't have scratches on it, but I'm okay with that. I felt like that was very generous of Best Buy to do that, and I was really happy with them and their customer service and how they handled it. So kudos to Best Buy. Good job, guys, for handling that like very well. When companies do stuff like that, it really makes you a loyal customer, and we have bought a lot of stuff at Best Buy over the years and had very good experiences with it. They always price match if you can find a better deal. So anyway, can't say enough good things about Best Buy and how they handled everything. So we have our brand new oven with a little bit of scratches and our check back for $399. So we had budgeted $25 originally to put into this sinking fund this month, and we ended up putting $425 actually in there because that refund that we got was allocated to the sinking fund because it's going towards paying off the oven for the negative balance in our sinking fund. So this month we have a negative balance in there, and then next month we're putting another, I think, 400 in there, and then it should even out and we should be back to zero in that sinking fund. So that's good. Okay, we've got utilities, nothing too exciting, and then $100 we put aside for Christmas, and that is it for the sinking funds. So we had budgeted $27.35 for sinking funds, and we put in $31.35, and the difference is that $400 that we put into the household maintenance sinking fund. So let's take a look at my favorite part of the spreadsheet. So this is the summary down here. You can see the summary for budgeted, what we budgeted for the month versus what we actually did. So you have a nice visual of how you did compared to how you planned the month to go. So this month went well. Just by looking at it visually this month, you can see they were pretty much on. Sinking funds was a little bit higher than we had planned, and Pay Yourself First was a little bit higher, and that was just because we had a little extra income and we had that refund from Best Buy. But other than that, you can see like visually we're pretty much right on track for what we had planned to do with our money this month. So that's always nice to see when you make a plan for your money and it works with your life, then you know your budget is working. And for years we budgeted and we go over in a million categories and be missing things, and our unexpected category would be like $400 because we forgot all these things. And now we've got our budget pretty neat and clean. Like there's not a whole lot of surprises for how we budgeted because we've been doing it pretty detailed for so long. So it's become kind of easy at this point to know what our expenses are going to be because we have been spending a lot of time doing budgeting for years. I think this is a really important point, that budgeting Like, you can't be good at it month one if you've never done it before. Like, it just takes time to get good at it. And what you learn about how you spend money and how you allocate your money throughout the budgeting process is so invaluable. Even if you think you have a good handle on everything, if you're not writing it all down, like, you're gonna miss things. You're gonna miss like big picture things about where your money is going that could be seen if you put it into a budget like this or a handwritten budget or something like that. So I highly recommend budgeting. I really enjoy it. I found it super helpful. It's a key piece to how we've been able to pay off almost $100,000 of debt as of this month. And so yeah, I highly recommend it. So that is it for our September budget recap. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, then hit that red subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.